This is Coach Gayl Benson, and welcome to Transformation Conversations. This is audio entry episode number 5, Wild Thing. I hope you enjoyed this entry as I shared with you how I captured that wild thing. The wild things are often running wild and free in places that we often don't expect them to be. Back, relax, and take in this recording, and I hope it resonates with you, but also empowers you and provokes you to capture the wild thing. Enjoy. Until we realize where we truly are in the space that we're in and how we got there, we won't find the keys. We won't realize that we not only allowed that door to open, but we stepped in. And I know it sounds easy to say, well, you stepped in it, step out of it. But you're no longer at the threshold to take that one step back and close the door. We're now across the threshold, down the hall. We've gone up the stairs and we've taken a tour. We've traveled into the attic and opened up the chest, looking for the thing we were chasing that's not there. And now you can't find your way back. You didn't drop jelly beans to find your way back. You don't have a compass or record of how you got there because you can't even believe that you're there. I was there. And as I even leave this audio, I still can't believe that I was there. See, I allowed marriage vows to hold me down and distort my vision of what I was supposed to do. I allowed the manipulation of narcissism to greet me with its trauma, making me feel responsible to not only love you through it, but heal you and hurt for you while you made your way to it, which you were never putting in the effort to find your way. You just wanted me to continue to say, it's okay. It's okay. I'm here. And you are there as you're bleeding all over the floor, as you're unraveling at the seams. You're there. As you're putting band-aids on bullet wounds and covering up scars from verbal annihilations and manipulation. I'm here trying to heal trauma that they're comfortable with. Trying to love through pain that they're owning and wearing as a crown, as a tool to justify their actions and words. Trying to heal and be the scab that keeps getting picked off on a wound that continues to be reopened. And as you bleed out yourself, there's no mercuric comb for you. There's no peroxide coming for you because you're too busy using the nourishment from your own body, energy, and soul that is meant for you to heal. You are exhausting that and giving it away to someone who will pick it off later. We have to stop bleeding out. We have to stop allowing ourselves to be picked off. We have to stop being afraid to acknowledge that we have become the beast that we once fought. We have become that wild thing that we felt we were the guardian over and to protect. We have become that wild thing, that beast running free in the wilderness to ourselves. Remember, if you're a Gen X and we would get on our report cards, you would either get E's for excellent, a G for good, S for satisfactory, and a U for unsatisfactory. And one of the things that was always on the report card was gets along well with others. S, satisfactory. E for excellent. G for good. If there was a line that says gets along well with themselves, what grade would you get? Be honest, because there's no value in a lie. There's truth and power in your transparency that we need to find. For me, I would get a U in that life when I was that wild thing, running free, not realizing that the beast in the wilderness was me. I would get a U, unsatisfactory. But here's the thing about the report card. It marked a moment in time through your learning process and your scholastic journey. I'm here to tell you that this message is to remind you that that was a moment in time. You're in a new marking period. Seasons are changing, and so should we. Just look back over everything that you've experienced, the things that you felt that you won't say out loud because the weight of it all is so heavy. 15 years. 15 years. I took 15 years to say out loud to myself that I had been manipulated. I had been a victim of mental, emotional, and verbal abuse. And as annihilating as I could be with my own words, as cutting and deep as the venom I spewed can be, as strong as I portrayed myself to be, I just didn't want to acknowledge that that victim was me. Me. How could that be? How in the world did I end up here? How did this happen to me? Oh, clearly you gotta be ashamed. That's not where your story began. You allowed this. This is your fault. Those were the thoughts that the beast would leave in me as it continued to run wild and free. Because wild things run rampant in places that you don't expect them to be. And that wild thing was running all up and through me. But I found the tools to set myself free. I let the weight go. I turned the bleeding out into tending to my own wounds. I learned how to give myself stitches. I learned what elixirs to put together for my soul and my spirit. And I didn't do it on my own. I happened to get aligned with people that showed me, and they didn't know they were showing me how to heal myself, showing me how to give myself stitches until I could get to a place where I could acknowledge that I needed care. I needed help. I needed support. This is your time to spend time with yourself. Pull your report card out. Skip all the listens well, turns her work in on time, gives her best effort, gets along well with others. Skip all of that and get to you. Do you get along well with yourself? How do you maximize the time intentionally that you spend with yourself? Is it something that you don't often want to do? I understand that. I get that. I didn't. I didn't want to spend time with myself. I distracted myself with other people and helping and guiding other people along the way, sharing with them all the tools, all the steps to find the light for themselves. But I didn't want to do it for me because the wild thing was still running rampant and free. So God had to sit me down and show me some things in my quiet time through stillness that I didn't want to be in, but I was in it. And through that stillness, He replayed and showed me how would I talk to me if I was a young woman coming wanting to be set free. How would I find the strength and the ability to get myself out of captivity? In a prison that I had the tools and the keys to walk out of. And it may have been a long walk to that threshold that I once crossed to get in, but I took the walk to get out. And as I walked past my previous footsteps in, I absorbed those lessons. I absorbed those signs. I made note on the way out. I made record on how I was getting out. I made record of how to overcome the thing that once weighed me down. I made record of how to release the anchors that I allowed to sink me into an abyss of obligatory trauma that didn't belong to me. I felt obligated to fight the demons that weren't even coming for me. Release the anchors that are drowning you in the nightmares of other people. I want today to be a day that you realize that these are not your nightmares. They aren't your demons. They aren't your wounds to heal or your scars and wounds to lick. If you're learning how to do stitches and sutures, stitch yourself up. We have enough to war through for ourselves. We can't take on battles that don't belong to us. We cannot be misaligned and be in places we're not supposed to be. Anytime that you're functioning out of purpose and out of season is misalignment. There's never a good time to be around the wrong people. There's never a right time to be doing the wrong thing. So take this lesson from me and set that wild thing free. Because the wild thing used to be me. And I am overjoyed that I took the time to intentionally get along well with myself. So I turned that U into an E. The E was excellent. The S was satisfactory. Because I learned how to get along with me, to love me, and to love me enough to forgive myself. And also equip myself with the journey past my old steps and the journey past my prior mistakes. And I picked up the lesson to be learned and the equipment along the way that I would have to pass along to someone else who was in the wilderness, running free in a place that they expect to be. That's with you all today, and I pray that it blesses you. I hope that you are committed to finding your light and guiding your footsteps so that you can be the survival guide for someone else. Thank you for listening. Remember, your beginning is anywhere you start. Love you. Bye.